so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network, where tonight the stars and cars of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup are going to take on Langley Speedway, Langley, Virginia, USA. My name is Chris Scram. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us tonight. Hopefully we're going to have the Bizzler, Patrick Byrne, joining me in the booth here in just a few moments. But tell you a little bit about this race course before we get started. Just a tick under 0.4 of a mile, 6 degrees of banking at both ends of the racetrack. Nick Smith setting a blistering track record here back in 2013, 15.292 seconds. That was quick, but these guys in the Silver Crown Cup are even faster. 14.343 seconds, the lap time of Tracy Petter. He is fastest in tonight's practice session. Want to remind everybody, get the likes, get the shout outs into the comments. We'll do our best to get them up on the air and have the conversation with you all. Hopefully you are all doing well here this evening as qualifications are just about ready to roll out onto the racetrack. And let's pick up Tracy Petter as he is out on the speedway right now. Qualifying session only 5 minutes in length, but it is not going to take us long to get through this field of cars. Only 13 in this particular race. 26 was the number across both splits. A very nice strength of field of 4,069 on this one as Derek Love goes new quick time, 14.353 seconds, 14.35 with a 3 for D Love. Petter comes across the line. Lap number 2 will not be an improvement. Oh, let's see. New quick time. Derek Love, top of the board. He's even faster than last time at a 14.308 second lap. Let's pick up Thomas Lewandowski as he is, well, I thought he was out on the racetrack, so instead we'll grab a hold of James Watson, who is currently on the speedway, getting ready to finish up his qualification run. You can see how tight this place is. Lap number 1 for Watson. Tick on the slow side, but you got to get a little bit of heat into these tires. Track position will be at a premium tonight. Starting up front is going to be oh so important in this one. As Watson goes second, quick, good lap for Watson. 14. Let's see. Got to shuffle things around here. 14.410. Great lap time there for Watson. See who else we may have that we can take a look at on the racetrack. I think Josh Batista is going to be out on the speedway. Let's take a look, see if we can pick up. Yeah, there we go. There's Josh. Just completing the warm-up lap. This is the first of 2 laps of record for Josh Batista. Thomas Lewandowski is also out on the racetrack. Lap number 1 for Batista. Quick, good second, quick. 14.365, 14.453 for Lewandowski. Only a couple of laps to go. In fact, Batista is going to be done. He calls no mas. Thomas Lewandowski off at 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag goes in the air. And that will be the end of tonight's qualifying session. My goodness. Those went up in a hurry. Couple of cars starting to get themselves out onto the starting grid. Let's take a look here and see how the view looks from the NRN drone whipping around Langley Speedway here. Good Lord, I'll make you seasick how quick that is, though. And let's pick this one up here. We'll head up towards the front of the field to James Watson. And let's take a look at your starting grid for tonight's race. Derek Love in the Street Side Customs number 2 with a quick lap time of 14.308 seconds. Only 56 thousandths back. The STP Band Sports number 7 of Josh Batista. On the inside of road number 2 will be the Team Watson Racing Setups Martin Sports NRN number 39 of James Watson, about a 10th back. Only 3 thousandths quicker than the number 1 Hawk Enders entry of Tracy Petter. Row number 3 will have the Big Evil Designs Napa Auto Parts Rockwell, North Carolina entry of Jeffrey Stanton. It'll be the number 5 in timing and scoring, the 94 on the side of the race car. The National Racing Network Driven to Save Lives special of Brandon Buckberger will line up on the outside of row number 3. Only 13 hundredths back of your quick timer. Row number 4 will have Thomas Lewandowski in the unsponsored number 3, lining up alongside the Hoosier Tires 7-Up number 12 of Mike Barry. Row number 5, the unsponsored number 13 of Jason Steinhurst, lining up alongside of the Cruising Classics number 9 of Ryan Pendleton. I'm not sure I'm going to be a big fan of his tonight. Way too many Buckeyes on the side of that helmet. Row number 6 will have the number 8 of Brian Elmore lining up alongside the Tales from Rukon Homestead Coffee Roasters number 10 of West Shire. And all alone on row number 7 will be the Kibu number 11 of Laura Gerhardt. 13 cars making up this particular race, 26 in total on the entry list. And as we mentioned, a very nice number, the iRating here on this one, a 40.69. Let's get the first of our social shouts inside on saying Josh Batista appreciation post. Oh, bud, we'll give you that one. I think the entire field was half a second up at least on the late model record. Yeah, actually, the late model record, we mentioned that one right at the very beginning. That one was like a 15.2, and these guys were in the 14.3s. They were almost a second faster than what the late models were doing here in the real world. Pace car will make that hard left-hand turn. Field's going to come off at turn number 4. They'll see the green flag, and as always, race fans, start of this one, going to be all yours. These guys are absolutely flying around here this evening. Maybe a little kiss to the outside concrete wall for Josh Batista there on lap number 1. Very quickly going to beat Derek Love to the top spot. James Watson close in tow. New fastest lap of the race belongs to Jason Steinhurst at a 14.477. Tracy Petter looking inside of Jeffrey Stanton off of turn number 4. He's going to get that move done down the front straightaway. Stanton may get freight train here as Buckberger's going to look inside. Maybe the 3 of Lewandowski also going to have the look inside off of turn number 4. You got to get down to the inside of this racetrack as quickly as you possibly can. Oh, buddy, how about it? Brandon Buckberger making the move on Tracy Petter. He's going to pick up the 3rd position, start going to work towards the front of the field as Stanton finally able to slap back in line. New fastest lap of the race belongs to James Watson at a 14.464. Jason Steinhurst, Mike Barry side by side, a little bit further back in the pack. Barry going to be able to clear off of 4. Gets himself back down to the inside lane. Lewandowski inside of Petter. Oh, baby, they're 3 wide off of 4. Batista quickly backs out, decides he wants no part of that business, but the one of Tracy Petter falling back through the field, he may have had some contact. Going to try the crossover on Batista down into 1. Dips a couple of tires down onto the apron. That can help you get a little bit of bite. Can just as easily snap the car around at the exit point of the corner as well. Oh, man, Batista really chopping off the nose of Steinhurst. Exiting turn number 4. Maybe gives a little bit of a touch there to Mike Barry. Shoots him up the racetrack out at 2. Barry now going to have to deal with Steinhurst looking to the inside. At the head of the field, still Derek Love ahead of James Watson by a 10th and change. They've got half a second on Brandon Buckberger running in the 3rd position, already working lap number 11. Things settle down here. Let's pick up your leaders because that gap that was a half second is now down to about half a car length. At the entry point to turn number 3 between D. Love and Watson, Buckberger charging up that inside lane. He's using a little bit of the paint down there on the apron, as is Jeffrey Stanton just back behind. Some of these drivers, they like to have that little bit of, it almost like hinges the car a little bit on corner, helps with the rotation. Laura Gerhardt having an early issue. She is off the racetrack and on pit lane. We'll take a look and see. Trying to see if I can see what happened to Laura Gerhardt, but let's pop up the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Pick up the 11 of Gerhardt. Oh, she just flat disappeared. Well, that's no fun. Tough break for Laura Gerhardt. The connection dropping out. She will be out of this race in the 13th position. Watson a little bit higher lane through 1 and 2 that time. That's going to open the door for Brandon Buckberger. And I'll tell you what, the 4 of Buckberger is not going to be patient here this evening. He sounded a little bit frustrated in some of the pre-race discussions we were having. Still with Derek Love after their incidents over the last couple of weeks. Buckberger wants to put that number 4 up in victory lane here this evening. Already approaching the 1/4 mark in this race. Your top 5 all pretty much nose to tail. They're holding about a 2-second advantage over 6th place Josh Batista. Batista, those first of the cars that may have made some contact with the wall very early on in this race. Like Barry, Tracy Petter going to be side by side. Petter back in the 8th position. This race being 100 laps long, you're going to have to work on conserving tires, and that can be a little bit tough at times because even the hot laps, these drivers were talking about only getting to about 60% throttle. which means if you got to back off even more than that, you're talking about only getting to half throttle or less. And quite frankly, the fat bottom girls of the USAC world, they need a little bit of oomph here. They're only 358 motors. It's not the 410s that are in the sprint cars. Pulling up the point standings here, and with 8 weeks in the books, Derek Love sitting on 1277, 1214 for James Watson. This championship is very much within reach. Sitting third in points, over 100 back, is Josh Batista. D-Love and James Watson are putting on a show here for the championship as Buckberger gets around Watson for the second position. Picked this one up on the Hot Shoe Raceway Instant Replay. A little bit of a bobble for Watson. Maybe a little bit of contact, maybe not. It was tight, but either way, Watson slides up the racetrack, ducks back in line, but that's going to put Brandon Buckberger up to position number 2. Now Jeffrey Stanton getting around James Watson as well. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 you have on your screen right there. D-Love holding on 2 8/10, now 9/10 of a second lead over Buckberger. But lap traffic is going to come into play. Laura Gerhardt back on the racetrack, able to get the connection issue sorted, but she is currently being scored 16 laps behind your race leaders. The first car that they're going to catch up to will either be Gerhardt or the number 8 of Brian Elmore. Oh man, somebody bouncing it off the outside wall. You'll notice no safer barriers here. There's no give to that wall. When you make some contact. Buckberger now starting to reel in Love as they work lap number 34, knocking on wood, caution free to this point. And do not be surprised if Derek Love is out here having to contend with Brandon Buckberger shortly, because, like I said, Buckberger was not real happy with D-Love. If there was a place to do it, this is where you might see the Teddy Christopher rule come in. The first tap says, "Hi, I'm here." The second one says, "You better move." The third one, well, it's not really a tap, and it's not really a message. It's more of a straight, "I'm going to drive you into the fence." Teddy Christopher, an absolute legend on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. Mike Stefanik recently named to NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers list in their history. Coming up on, let's see, August 26th, the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour will pay a visit here for a 150-lap feature event. This could be a great show. Super Streets, Super Trucks, and Pro 6s on the bill with the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. July 22nd, the 15th annual Hampton Heat for the late models. That's another great race. 250 laps around Langley Speedway. Hartfield already working lap number 42 of 100. The lead is settled down right at about a half second. Going maybe 6/10 this time by the start-finish line. Your top 5 able to quickly dispatch of Brian Elmore. Going to be another 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds up the road to the 11th place running number 9 of Ryan Pendleton. But then the cars start coming very quickly. It's only about 7/10 to West Shire, who runs in 10th, and then another second up the road is Jason Steinhurst. So the more these guys get to battling and fighting lap traffic, the more lap traffic they're going to hit. We'll go back here, pick up Mike Barry and Tracy Petter. Petter really quick in a couple of practice sessions before the official server opened. And also was quick time in practice, but on race pace, Tracy Petter currently stuck here in the 8th position. Going to be about 8 seconds back of your race leader. Brandon Buckberger may have to deal with Jeffrey Stanton. Stanton going to be a car length and a half back that time at the entrance to turn number 3 as lap number 48 will go up on the board. The lap car just ahead of race leader Derek Love will be Laura Gerhardt. Laura also runs the Lotus 49s here on the iRacing platform. 2 cars that just could not be more different. She likes the sprint cars, she likes the Silver Crowns, and then you also see her in the Lotus 49s. Just incredible, the variety of her skill set behind the wheel. James Watson is also known for that. Between officials and league racing, he does more of the league racing side of things now. Oh, his caution number 1 is out on the speedway. Oh, that was Tracy Petter. Wow, a big time evasive action having to be taken. Let's take a look here and see. Jason Steinhurst having a bit of an issue inside of Mike Barry. That car gets a little loose. Does a little dirt tracking, kicks some dust up. No harm, no foul there. He's back out on the racetrack. The bigger one is going to be Tracy Petter. There we go. Now we're going to be able to get the replay up for you. See what happened to Tracy. Mike Barry had gotten clear. Oh, Petter got way loose. Big contact with Steinhurst hard into the concrete retaining wall. Oh, man. Tracy got to hold the brakes. Woo. So as we'll go back to the live look. No tires are available for these drivers. This is absolutely a run what you got thing here. But, well, hold on here. Let's see. Did Derek Love... Yeah, Derek Love made a pit stop here. That's interesting. I didn't see any contact. But Derek Love going to restart this race in the 9th position. James Watson also coming down pit lane. We're going to have another lap under caution here. So let's see if we can't get in a quick word here with James Watson. And James, an interesting call here to come down pit lane. And I guess you can't take tires.
We didn't pit. Basically, Tracy was kind of throwing a bit of a fit that he wrecked because his wheel was loose. So he just rolled back in front of the track. And me, Thomas, and Derek had to drive over pit road to miss him. So it sent all of us to the back because he... Yeah, so, yeah, thanks.
Whoa, okay. I got this now.
Hold your brakes, folks. Hold your brakes.
Yeah. Okay, James, we're going to drop you back in the room. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, okay, so because of where Tracy Petter was on the racetrack, the drivers that went inside to miss him, iRacing picked up as being on pit lane, which means in the way the computers work, they made a pit stop, so they've got to go to the back. D. Love, James Watson, Thomas Lewandowski, all to the back of the field as the green flag comes out once again here at lap number 56. It's going to be Buckberger, Stanton, Batista, Barry, Steinhurst, your top 5. And in a place where passing is a premium, this is going to be tough. Derek Love going to work on Ryan Pendleton off of turn number 2. Pendleton able to hold the bottom of the racetrack. This is going to be a long row to hoe for Derek Love, James Watson, and Thomas Lewandowski. A little bit easier on Watson and Lewandowski because all you got to do is follow D. Love when he gets the hole opened up. There it is. Love and Watson both around Pendleton. That's going to put them up to position 6 and 7. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. Oh, and Mike Barry's up in the wall. Barry hard into the concrete barrier in turns 3 and 4. Heavy damage to the right-hand side of the number 12. Back to the head of the line. Top 3 starting to break away just a little bit. Derek Love's going to go to work next on Jason Steinhurst, but you can call that one 5 car lengths down the back straightaway. Battle for the race lead starting to heat up just a little bit. Jeffrey Stanton had a look inside of Brandon Buckberger for the race lead. Buckberger able to quickly slam the door. Oh, 90210 is in the booth as we've got a battle for the race lead. Well, at least he's in the comments anyway. Long road to my ex-wife. Barry meeting my friend Barry opening, it doesn't mean he meets my other friend, N-O-T. Yeah. That's a terrible dad joke. That's a Bizzle level dad joke. Down to 36 to go. Love and Watson both get by Jason Steinhurst. They are now starting to try and chase down Josh Batista for a spot on the podium. But Tracy Petter now going to be out of this race as Laura Gerhardt has gotten around Petter. The laps tick off so quickly here that that's not really all that much of a surprise. Tracy Petter going to be out of this race. Like Barry battling with Jason Steinhurst. Oh, buddy, he may have given him some right side romance up into the outside wall. Love and Watson just ahead. They're going to be nose to tail, but well back of Josh Batista, calling it 2 1/4 seconds here. Watson's going to have to start thinking about a way to get around the 2. Although I don't know that Watson is that much faster on outright pace, but this group going to continue to run nose to tail as Wes Shire. Well, he's battling with Ryan Pendleton, but Pendleton having a little bit of a connection issue here. Seeing him kind of blank in and out. At the head of the field, it's going to be Buckberger, Stanton, and Batista all separated by about 7/10. As Watson able to get around Derek Love. Here comes Lewandowski having the move now. He gets it completed on the outside. Not able to cut back down to the inside. They'll stay side by side off of 2. Barry going to try to force his way through to the inside of Lewandowski. He'll get that pass completed, so put Mike Barry back up to the 6th position. Good side-by-side battle back here between Wes Shire and Ryan Pendleton. That's going to be the fight for the 9th position. And the way these guys are racing just up ahead, that could be a move up towards the top 5. Watson really able to open up the gap on Derek Love. And he needs to get that done. This could be a huge points night for James Watson if he's able to make some ground up. And it's just not happening right now on Josh Batista. Jeffrey Stanton gets around Brandon Buckberger for the race lead. Show it to you on the Hot Shoe Raceware instant replay. Stanton way down onto the apron. You almost have to watch that you're not going to get like some sort of pit exit penalty or something here, in light of what happened under the caution flag. But now Buckberger going to have the look back inside. Not quite there. Oh, he's got a big look this time into one. Not quite to the level of cue the air raid sirens, but Buckberger stays right there, and Batista going to try to follow him through. Buckberger, as we hit 20 to go, finally able to clear Stanton. Well, maybe not. Not totally clear, but maybe good enough for government work. Now he's got him clear as they get back to turn number 1. Great battle here in the top 3. The gap between James Watson and Derek Love hovering right around 1 second. So not much of a battle there for the 4th position. Good fight, though, between Love, Lewandowski, and Barry. They will also be nose to tail. Take a look at our most positions gained, and it's going to be Brandon Buckberger up 5 for your Hard Charger award tonight. But as we say that on cue, Jeffrey Stanton looks back to the inside. Now Batista going to have the look on Buckberger. Oh man, Buckberger just absolutely letting it all hang out there into 3. That car with a big wiggle on corner entry. Stanton now going to hold a 3-4 car length lead off of 2. Battle for the race lead now sitting at a 0.6 of a second. Jeffrey Stanton opening up the gap here on Brandon Buckberger. Stanton running a little bit higher than Buckberger through the corners right now. Buckberger still trying to make that kind of 2 tires on the yellow line work, but he's given up a bunch of time, and Josh Batista is starting to look a little bit impatient back there in the 3rd position. And it's going to be go time. 10 to go this time by. A couple of outstretched palms at the start-finish line. This race is going to be over in about 3 minutes. They're still turning mid-14s. Last lap for Jeffrey Stanton, a 14.75. His best lap, a 14.50. Pick up Derek Love, Mike Barry, Jason Steinhurst, Thomas Lewandowski, Wes Shire there as well. Barry looking inside of Lewandowski. Steinhurst going to try to come through on the inside as well. He's not quite able to get there on the 3 of Lewandowski, but Barry does come past, puts him back up to position number 6. This line of cars running back behind James Watson, who's currently holding on to position number 4. This time by, it will be one singular outstretched palm at the start-finish line. For race leader Jeffrey Stanton, only 5 laps to go. Lap traffic should not come into play. Been quite a while since we've had Jeffrey Stanton in victory lane on one of these strength of field races. Popsicle sticks out at the start-finish line for Jeffrey Stanton. Now just 2 laps to go. And the gap sitting at 0.7 of a second between Stanton and Buckberger. White flag in the air one more time around. At the Langley Speedway, the lap time still in the 14.7s. Off at turn number 4, twin checkers go in the air, and Jeffrey Stanton gets the win at Langley. Brandon Buckberger going to come home second, Josh Batista third. Great recovery for James Watson and Derek Love. 2 of the more dominant cars tonight. They will finish in positions 4 and 5 here this evening. We'll pick up Jeffrey Stanton, your race winner, parked right on the start-finish line here at Langley Speedway. Let's get you your race results here before we head off to the victory lane interviews. Jeffrey Stanton by nearly 0.7 of a second over Brandon Buckberger. Josh Batista going to come home third. James Watson, Derek Love round out the top 5. 6 through 10 tonight will be Mike Barry, Thomas Lewandowski, Jason Steinhurst, Wes Shire, and Brian Elmore. Rounding out the field tonight in the 11th position will be Ryan Pendleton, 12th to Laura Gerhart, and in 13th, the number 1 of Tracy Petter. So let's get ready for those victory lane interviews. Let's see, first off, let's get the comment up here from Sign-On. Great drive, Jeff. Yes, it was. That was a very clean drive tonight from Jeffrey Stanton. He was absolutely impressive. And well, let's take a look and see who we got. There we go. We got him ready to go here. Let's bring Jeffrey Stanton into the booth with us tonight. Congratulations, man. Long time no see here in Victory Lane, but I'll tell you what, that 94 machine looked really good tonight, and I think you would have had something for Derek and James even without the issue after the caution flag, because it looked like tire conservation was something you were really working hard on tonight.
Yeah, it sucks that they had that luck there as far as what happened to the yellow. Honestly, for me, it was going to take a mistake from the car in front of me to have a chance of trying to make a pass. I was so tight on entry, so it was just trying to bite time, honestly. I was tight in, loose out. I was just trying to wait for the mistakes to happen, and Brandon made a mistake going in turn 1 the first time and had to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that almost seemed like that the driving line you were running of kind of dipped those left side tires down onto the paint. Does that help a little bit in getting that car rotated when it's so tight on corner entry?
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a little dip going into turn 1. I always try to aim for it just to get the car rotated a little bit more.
Well, I'll tell you what, then once the issue did happen, you and Brandon had an absolutely fantastic battle. Josh Batista had a great view of the battle for the lead out of his front windscreen. But talk us through that one, because it seemed like you would make a little mistake, Brandon would make a little mistake, and it really was just being there to capitalize in that moment.
Exactly. You said it best right there. It's just, just waiting to capitalize on any mistakes and just, trying to be there. Capitalize on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, capitalize you did. Big win here tonight, brother. Congratulations on that one. And before we let you go, make sure you get all the big sponsor plugs and thank yous in here, too.
Yep, I want to thank Napa Auto Parts of Rockwell, everyone else that supports me, and y'all for broadcasting.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us here. And let's bring up Brandon Buckberger, a guy who, quite frankly, when he's not in victory lane, he's not all that happy. But with the way this race played out, second place has got to feel at least pretty good, just after the rough luck you've had the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's nice not getting wrecked for a change.
Talk us through the battle with Jeffrey, because if there was a time that you were going to have an issue, it was that fight there, especially right after the restart. It seemed like you guys were just pouncing on the tiniest little mistake that the other would make.
Yeah, I was just driving it too hard, trying to get a win.
Well, I tell you what, it was a fantastic show you put on here tonight for us, Brandon. Congratulations on the runner-up finish. And before we let you go, make sure you do all the big sponsor plugs and thank yous.
Yeah, I want to thank National Racing Network, Driven to Save Lives car. Finally got a run where it's not in the wall or, dumped with 2 to go or something stupid happening. I was trying to get a win for those guys, but I don't know. I got 2 more chances this season. I haven't got a win for them this year, and I'm kind of putting that chip on my own shoulder because I know I can run better than that. I want to get a win for these guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Indiana Donor Network and the Driven to Save Lives guys are going to love the photo that goes up on the Instagram with with that fantastic looking hot rod. So congratulations, Brandon. Thank you again for taking a minute to hop in here with us. And let's bring in Josh Batista, our 3rd place finisher here this evening. And I'll tell you what, man, you had probably the best seat in the house for the battle that was going on in front of you. How do you try to make your way through that when passing is just so incredibly difficult?
Well, the best thing to honestly do is just hope that they either both wreck or make a mistake or something and just take advantage of it. But both of them did a pretty darn good job of not making any mistakes in front of me. So
that was one of the big things tonight, and it wasn't even necessarily a mistake on their part, but the issue that came out with the caution flag that kind of trapped Derek, James, and Thomas behind you guys on the restart. That had to be like, all right, now I really got a shot at this thing when you're coming back to that restart, because you didn't have 4 or 5 cars to pass. You only had the 2 in front of you.
yeah, once I saw that happen, my eyes opened wide up. I was honestly surprised, but yeah, it was unfortunate. My car was really bad. It was just tight all race, and I didn't deserve to be up here in 3rd, but hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, sometimes being lucky is better than being good on a given night. And you definitely had, quite frankly, a little bit of both on your side here. Congratulations on the podium tonight, Josh. And before we let you go, do all the sponsor plugs and thank yous.
Well, I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You do an amazing job as always, so thank you.
Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate the kind words and the compliments there. And, man, this one was fun. Not often I get to call one of these things solo. Kind of takes me back to working the booth at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Make sure if you're in and around the Pennsylvania area, make sure you check them out on a Saturday night. Micro sprint racing, about 1/8 mile. It's basically Bristol dirt, and it's just wicked fast for the 600s. A fantastic little place out there in Newmanstown, Pennsylvania. We got a whole lot of stuff coming up here on the National Racing Network this week as well. Coming up tomorrow night, it'll be the TNT Shock Series. They are running the PM18s at Gateway. You do not want to miss that show. It is going to be fantastic. One of the best tracks for the PM18s on the iRacing platform. Wednesday night, the Sim Racers Club, their spring schedule finale, coming up from Kansas Speedway. A tight battle there between Kevin Dick and Johnny Avila for the championship. Although after last week's race, Avila pretty close to having that one locked up, but it is not in the bag just yet. I don't want to miss that one coming up here on Wednesday night. Thursday, it will be the U.S. Open Wheel doubleheader coming to you from Virginia International Raceway. Out there a couple of weeks ago with the Spec Corvette Series. They put on a great show in the real world. And, man, we're going to get a great show out of the U.S. Open Wheel cars there on Thursday night. With that, time for us to get the heck on out of here. A fantastic show. Thank you to everybody checking in the comments. If you're so inclined, the super chats or the super thanks are there for you. Also, the channel memberships as well. We appreciate all of our Hot Lap heroes, quick timers, and feature winners. Thank you very much for your support. And with that, we will see you all tomorrow night. For everybody here at the National Racing Network that makes these shows happen, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. We will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.